My name is Ruth Carter, and I am a licensed attorney in Arizona, and I'm also the owner of Carter Law Firm in Phoenix. And as many of you know, I experienced cyberbullying, cyber harassment when I was in law school. And I've recently been asked to do a video talking about what that was like. The story of of how the sequence of events played out is available on my personal blog, the link's below. But let me just tell you, I experienced it for about a semester, and it sucked. Most of my harassment happened over email, so thankfully it wasn't public. But every time my phone chimed at me for at least 6 weeks, I had just a sinking feeling in my chest and my stomach, and just the thought of, what now? Because it seemed like, no matter what I did to try to make it stop, it just wasn't going away. And I got really anxious because I wasn't certain that she was going to go from being verbally impulsive towards me to physically. And we were, both law students, so we had even a kind of class together, so it wasn't like I could physically escape her. So I was really anxious going to class. And it got to the point where I was sweating so badly at school that I stopped wearing any professional attire because I didn't want to destroy anything. And I started bringing a second shirt, and I would change my shirt halfway through the day because my first shirt would just be soaked. And it was really, really frightening. I was 30 years old, and I was afraid to go to school. And, I never ditched class completely. There was a couple of classes that I walked out early, but I never fully ditched school because I was like, you know what? No, I'm paying a lot of money to be here. I want this education. I'm not ditching class completely. But the thought did cross my mind. And I had a lot of support. I had a team of 4 friends where every time this girl sent me an email, I would forward it to them and say, this is what she's saying. This is how I think I want to respond. What do you think? Or I would just forward it and just say, what do I do now? How do I respond to this? So I had great support from, people who had wonderful insight on these types of topics. I had an academic department that was wonderfully supportive in terms of confronting her when necessary. They made arrangements for me to take one of my finals in a separate location from the rest of my class because we were really not sure how she was going to react in a situation. And I had a family that was supportive. I knew, I could call home to my folks anytime and just say, wow, this situation's messed up, and and everyone supported me. And before law school, I worked in the mental health industry, so I have a decent grasp of how human behavior works. And even with all of that, I was still afraid. I was still nervous. I still had that struggle of, how do I make this stop? And it really made me think, okay, I'm an adult, I'm educated, I have support, and I'm having, this much trouble. What's it like for a child? What's it like to be, 10 and being harassed relentlessly by multiple peoples in a public forum, and you feel like you don't have family, friends, your school, or know how to deal with the situation. And it made me really sad, and it really drove home how hard these situations are to deal with because you can't get away. As long as you are accessible online, you can't get away. So it doesn't surprise me that these situations lead to people having mental health problems and even committing suicide sometimes. Because really it sucks. I don't know how else to say how hard these situations are and how frustrating it is, and how draining it is to just feel like everything I do isn't enough to just make it stop. Now in my situation it did. She graduated, yay. Since moved out of state, yay. And I think it was, driven home pretty well by the school that her behavior was unacceptable, and so it did stop. And so I got lucky. I only had to deal with it for a short period of time compared to what other people go through. So if you are going through it right now, hang in there, get support, read, books like The Gift of Fear. Find someone you can reach out to, a teacher, a family member, a friend, even like communities online like Reddit. There are people out there who will support you and who can give you the guidance you need if you ask for it. So don't give up. But yeah, but if you are going through it, I get it. It sucks. But it doesn't last forever. So, I guess that's all I really have to say about this topic right now. If you want to ask me anything more about it, feel free. My information's below. You can contact me. And I posted the links if you want to read, the whole story of what happened. So I hope this has been helpful, and I will catch up with you later. Take care.